Hey folks, Dana here. I'm back in my incredibly messy shop for part 2 of my stick refurbish. Little piece of wood that I had cut, soaked up nicely. I split it off, and because I soaked it for quite a while, the back has come loose, and if I can peel that off of there in one piece, I should be able to just glue it right into place. Okay, got it peeled off. That's just a nice little chunk of bark. And got the Gorilla Glue placed and stuck on it. And now the water that the bark absorbed will activate the glue. And it should cure nicely right there. And there's another little spot on the side that I can add some to. It's kind of tricky doing this with one hand, but that hopefully will dry up nicely. And while that maple stick is drying, I've got another stick here I'm going to do a little work on too. It's well, almost a cardigan. It's the very first yellow birch stick I ever made, and I screwed up badly. It was standing dead, and I thought it was probably dry enough to work because it was a dry summer that year. And when I put the finish off on it and it dried it, the wood shrank away from the bark and has fallen off in several places. Big area there, well, small spots here and there. So I'm gonna see if I can't do something similar to that. I've peeled off some donor bark from another stick of yellow birch sitting here, and what I'm going to do is spread a thin layer of CA on the blank spots, and then put some fine sawdust on it, and then once that's dried, that'll give it a nice surface to glue some bark back on. So we'll see how that goes. Well, got some sawdust glued on, and once that's fully cured, I'll give it a bit of a sand so it makes it a little less lumpy. Another dumb thing I did, I thought a shotgun shell would make an interesting tip for it, and looking at it now, kind of looks like crap, so I'll probably take that off and just go with a standard rubber cane tip. So basically what I'm doing is putting it on in layers, same way that the back was grown in the first place. Glue on a layer, let it harden. Probably should have worn some gloves too. But I guess I glue on a layer, let it cure up a little bit, glue on another layer. It obviously doesn't look like much now, but that's more or less what it looked like when I started, when I cut the thing years ago. That's just the way birch bark tends to grow, yellow birch especially. There's an offcut right there with all of its little curly cues, and that one has some really nice color to it. But, so yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now, let it dry up a little bit, and I'll come back. Well, I've got the donor bark mostly glued on. A few spots I need to put another layer, but we'll let that cure up in good shape and give it a sand and see how she looks. So I'll put that up there to dry in good shape. So the patch has dried on this stick and it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna squeeze her up in the vise and give it a little bit of a sand. Now this footage might look a little different than the early part of the video because my iPhone 6 antique that I was using died on me, so I'm using just a regular camera now. There's that nice red color coming through in good shape. I'm going to take a file and smooth down those edges some so that it's a little smoother. I'll be back. Yeah, she's not 100% invisible, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. If you knew it was there, you'd know where to look, but just have a casual glance. I'm sure once the finish hits it, that will be almost invisible. So we'll touch up a couple more spots here and there, and then it's off to the finishing. So I've given the tip a bit of a spray, polyurethane, and the patch looks pretty good. Not invisible by any means, but it's a little breezy here today. But yeah, I think that works. I'm going to hang it up and let her dry and do the handle tomorrow. Well, I gave her a spray and she looks pretty good. Just as good as new. Should be good for another 25 or 30 years. And that spot that was cut, and it's a little dark, but that's alright. But yeah, I'll hang her up and let her dry, and she'll be back in service. Well, that yellow birch stick is up there drying. Bark isn't a completely perfect match. Some of it was a lot lighter in color, but I touched it up with a little bit of stain. Hopefully that'll make it decent. And I guess that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. In my next video, I'm thinking of doing something with this old cold spigot. Found another treasure I found down at Liberty Tool Shop, and I'm thinking mounting it on there and doing a bit of carving on it. So we'll see you next time. If you like this, go ahead and give her a thumbs up. If you didn't, give her a thumbs down. Either way, go ahead and give her a comment, and we'll see you next time.